Hey guys, how you guys doing? Hopefully your Thursday is going well. Thought I would shoot this right before beginning my work night tonight, and so I'm currently recording this at 8:40. I got about another hour or so before I go and start my work night. But I wanted to do this. It's something I heard about it yesterday. The story kind of came out 3 days ago, but I really just kind of heard about it for the first time yesterday and wanted to talk about it a little bit. But before I get into it, if you are new to the channel or you're new to hockey in general and you love the sport like I do, like we all do, it would be absolutely awesome and would be greatly appreciated if you would hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to be notified anytime future videos are uploaded, you can tap that little bell and you will be notified anytime future videos are uploaded. I kind of have a goal of I'm trying to see if I can hit. I'd love to hit 2,000. I'd love to get. I'm inching closer to 2,000 subscribers. I would love to hit it by the end of the summer, but I'm thinking end of the summer might be a little soon. My birthday would be perfect. My birthday falls on September 8th. It would be an awesome, awesome birthday present if you guys would could help get me to 2,000 subscribers by say my birthday. It would be a fabulous, fabulous birthday present, and would be absolutely, absolutely awesome. So, if you guys could help with that, that would be absolutely fantastic. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. Like I said, I heard it came out a couple days ago, but I just really kind of heard about it for the first time yesterday. And it's the reason Ryan O Reilly did not want to re-sign in Toronto, and why he chose Nashville instead of Toronto. Now we all know Toronto is. I mean, when it comes to hockey in Canada, Toronto is like the center of the hockey universe in Canada. I mean, hockey in Canada is insane. But Toronto's. I mean, it's insane. Whether you're in Ottawa, Montreal, Calgary. I mean, it's obviously it's crazy wherever you're at. But Toronto, it's magnified like tenfold. I mean, I've got a couple really good friends of mine who are huge Maple Leaf fans, and trust me, I'm pretty sure they can speak on it because I know how crazy they get about the Leafs, because I mean it's their team. Same with Steve Dangle, Adam Wild, and Jesse Blake. They're all Maple Leaf fans, so I mean they love their team. Just like here in Minnesota, I mean we love our Minnesota Wild. Now, granted, Toronto, they have the expectations every year. They have the expectations of, we're going to win. Minnesota, we kind of like to have those expectations, but as a Minnesota Wild fan, I don't have any expectations for the Wild because it's Minnesota. No matter what Minnesota sports team it is, they're not going to win anything. It can't happen. We're not allowed. As Minnesota sports fans, we're not allowed to win anything. We're just not. And it sucks, but it's kind of how it is. So, I mean, we don't really have a whole lot of expectations. We love our team. Do we expect them to do anything come playoff time? Not a bit. Toronto, though, they expect every year. We need to win the cup. We're going to win the cup every year. Number one, you got to get out of the first round first, which they finally did. But then they realized, that's not we don't win the Stanley Cup after one round. No. And Ryan O Reilly, he got traded there at the trade deadline. They picked him up, and he had the opportunity to re-sign in Toronto, but he didn't want to play there, or he didn't want to re-sign. And that's his home. That's his hometown. It's He said, playing in your hometown's a thing. Yes, it is. But he signed a 4-year, $18 million contract to sign with the Nashville Predators. And some people in Toronto, I'm pretty sure, probably didn't like this. But, he talked about, the intense spotlight that comes with playing in Toronto. I mean, you're going to have spotlight no matter where you're playing at in Canada. But, again, Toronto is like the mecca of hockey in all of Canada. It's Toronto. It's front and center. And they are insane. I mean, they are insanely passionate. I mean, the media is, it's just, it's nuts. It is absolutely crazy there. And so everybody, just look at what's going on with Matthews and Marner and Nylander right now, and the possibility of the extensions, and will they get a? Look at how massively blown up that is over in Toronto. That's kind of how that's how it is over there. And O'Reilly said that intense spotlight was a big factor in why he did not want to stay there. You don't have that kind of, there was some spotlight in St. Louis. He was the captain of the St. Louis Blues when they won the Stanley Cup. He was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner in 2019 with St. Louis. St. Louis, you didn't have all that spotlight, that all of that immense, just like whoosh, you didn't have that in St. Louis as you do in Toronto. He won't have that in Nashville either. I think he likes the low key, the low key kind of, on the down low kind of thing. Nobody's gonna, there's not a whole ton of spotlight on him or the team. Where in Toronto it is. And he had talked about, it wasn't just solely based on the spotlight. It was it's the environment around, the different environments from one team here in the States compared to Toronto. Now, you might get a similar type of atmosphere in New York when you're talking about like the New York Rangers. You could probably compare that to Toronto, but I don't think even in New York it's as magnified as it is in Toronto. And he wanted to be somewhere else. He said it was he would feel better being somewhere else. That's why he did not want. That's one of the reasons why he did not want to sign in Toronto. And it's interesting. He called he called the Toronto Maple Leafs basically the Yankees of the NHL. So yeah, it was a he was very, very grateful to play for them during the short time that he did. Because, and yes, he called them the Yankees of the NHL. Now, unlike the Yankees, the Yankees have won World Series, have won many World Series since 1967. Unlike Toronto, who has not won anything since 1967. But it's so much, there's a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. And just the whole aspect of being there and just being under all that spotlight. But he also believes that in Nashville, he can help them potentially contend for a title, which would be fabulous for Nashville. This would be awesome for Nashville. Hell, it would be, if that were the case, it'd be awesome for my wife because, Nashville's her team. She lived in Nashville for a couple of years, so she loves the Predators. So of course she'd love it if the Predators could contend for a title. I would too. I think it'd be fabulous. Of course, though, I'd like the Wild to contend for a title too, but I think Nashville probably has a better chance of contending for the Stanley Cup before the Wild do. Just because it's Minnesota. As the peanut gallery comes in. So, yeah, I think Nashville has a better chance of contending for a title than the Wild because, like I said, the Wild and Minnesota is just cursed when it comes to sports. So, it's very interesting that, and some people, would probably say, well, good riddance. He can't handle the spotlight, then he shouldn't be here. Well, that's kind of why he left. He did, he thought, as much as he loved playing for the Leafs, it just, some people, it's just, when you win, everything's good. When you lose, everything just gets compounded on you in Toronto. And Ryan O'Reilly he's not that type of player. He's not that kind of guy who can really, some guys just can't handle having all of that fall on your head. Even though he wasn't the captain, but, he had his reasons. He had his reasons, and, to me, they're valid reasons. And just reading part of this article, it had a lot to do with not wanting to play in Toronto. He confirmed that playing in the intense spotlight of Toronto was indeed a factor in his choice to move on. Like I said, some people in Toronto would probably not really like his comments saying, I couldn't deal with the constant barrage every day. And some people can't handle that. And you know what? I don't blame them. Playing in a market like Toronto is insane. Playing in a market Toronto, Montreal, Toronto and Montreal especially. But there's nothing wrong with him feeling like, hey, I want to go somewhere where it's a little bit more low key, and build from there. And he obviously sees something in Nashville that he wanted to be a part of. And a 4-year, $18 million deal with Nashville, I don't mind it. I think that's a pretty decent deal. Honestly, I would have figured if he was going somewhere, he'd go back to St. Louis. That's kind of what I was thinking was, okay, he's an unrestricted free agent. Okay, he was traded from St. Louis, he got that. But a part of me was thinking, now watch, he'll go back to St. Louis. I was figuring he'd probably go back to St. Louis, so I was a little surprised when he decided to sign with Nashville. But I get it. Nashville's one of those teams. They're not from a media standpoint, they're not all just like, wow, just like a giant avalanche of everything falling on your head, like, So he wanted to be in a place that's a little bit more low key, which is good, good for him. It's definitely his right. He was a free agent. He can sign wherever he wants. Some people, in Toronto, probably not too happy about, him saying why he wanted to leave, but, ultimately it was his choice. It was his choice to leave, and, I wish him all the best in Nashville. And I'd love to see the Nashville Predators become a contender. I think it'd be awesome. I'd love to see them try to, build their way back up in the division. And, try to get back into the playoffs. Because, Nashville, I remember when the Predators first came in, I thought, okay, what do they know about hockey in Nashville? I thought, they don't really know a whole lot about hockey in Nashville. Well, been there a good while now, and I would say, yeah, they know a lot about Nashville. They know a lot about hockey in Nashville. Nashville has become a pretty good hockey market, and I wish Ryan O'Reilly the best of luck there. He's going to be there for the next 4 years, and I'm pretty sure Toronto's got a good number of other players who enjoy playing there, who probably enjoy all that pressure, who enjoy the media adulation, and maybe not so much the media scrutiny when they lose, but just the fact that all of the pressure and the spotlight and everything. Some guys can deal with it, some guys can't. So, again, I wish Ryan O'Reilly the best of luck in Nashville. And and of course Toronto, they've got things they're still trying to do. They're still trying to figure out, the arbitration thing with Ilya Samsonov. Trying to figure out, an extension for Matthews and Nylander, and the fact that they're still, $9 million over the cap. And, Toronto's got a lot of they got a lot of stuff to figure out, yet here in the next couple months on what to do, how to get under the cap, all that. But yeah. So hopefully Ryan O'Reilly has a good time in Nashville. Toronto, of course, they've got, they've got all of their issues that they still got to get situated. And, I don't blame O'Reilly for wanting to leave. That's kind of what I figured that was going to be anyway, when I was looking at the fact that, okay, he was an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. He gets traded to Toronto along with Noel Acciari. My whole thought was, okay, so Toronto picked these guys up as rentals. And it's exactly what they were. they got them basically as rentals, and they got a couple of months. They got a couple of months out of them. They won a playoff series with them. When it came time for free agency, they decided, no, we want to go somewhere else. And that was completely their right to do so. And Toronto's got a whole bunch of other stuff that they're trying to figure out. So yeah, so there's kind of the reason why Ryan O'Reilly decided to bolt from Toronto to Nashville, and who can really blame him? A lot of pressure in when it comes to hockey in Canada, especially in Toronto. So let me know what you guys think. Did you guys think it was a smart move for O'Reilly to leave Toronto and go to Nashville, or just leave Toronto in general and go, if he would have gone to somewhere other than Nashville, do you think it was a good idea or should he have stayed? Or should he, maybe as some people would say, he should have just sucked it up and stayed? I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Again, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to be notified again, anytime future videos are uploaded, you can tap the little bell. Again, I'd love to hit 2,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is September 8th. That would be an incredible birthday present. And again, let me know what you guys think. Smart move to bolt out of Toronto, or should he have stayed? Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later.